Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Cheesy's next abysmal guide, this time pertaining to the new mechanic called Tune Break. I know some of you have been struggling with Tune Break and how to actually maximize its efficiency, so I thought I might go and dissect it a little more, see how I understood it, and see if I could simplify it for you. The first thing to know about Tune Break is what it actually means. Tune break is essentially what we all know or used to know as defense, and more specifically defense shred. So we've got two layers of protection that we have to get through before we can actually do some core damage to an enemy. We still have the vibration bar, and now we have the tune bar as well. But how does this tune bar actually work? Let's see. In this recording, I will refer to attacks as bonks because it is much more fun that way, let's be honest. Bonk buildup also leads to mistune. Sorry, Fenrico. And mistune allows us to do a special bonk. Yay! Hooray for special bonk! This allows us to effectively reduce the enemy's defenses. Short and sweet of it is bonk, 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 mistune, tune break. But don't just tune break. Some skills improve the efficiency of Tune Break and the amount of damage the enemy will suffer once you use Tune Break. Next thing we have off-tune accumulation efficiency and Tune Boost, which is for break. The one is specifically for units that utilize tune mechanics, and the other is to indicate the efficiency of your attacks to build up off-tune. Pay attention to the enemy's health bar. As soon as it becomes fractured, they are in a mistuned state. You have two options: continue attacking to maximize damage and then tune break, or make use of tune break mechanics such as interfered and strained in order to increase the damage that tune break does. However, when the enemy leaves mistune or when you use your tune break skill, the enemy essentially recovers. Therefore, when you use Tune Break, is very important on your elite and higher end bosses. I have tried to summarize the important aspects in this infographic made in the hopes that it improves your combat experience. Once you understand this, you're Gucci.
Yeah, boy.
Look at the cycle and just understand it works the same way. Tune Break will work differently for common class enemies versus elite enemies. Elite enemies might get something called a lock, and a lock essentially means that they will take no further off-tune build-up for a short period of time. It by no means means that you should stop attacking though, continue attacking, continue bonking them, but their off-tune build-up is temporarily suspended. Once the lock status is removed, the build-up will continue to accumulate. I demonstrate this by attempting the tower. The first demonstration is by using basic use of Tune Break. Basic build-up, no tune specialized units, and how to use that Tune Break efficiency without a tune team. The Scorpion enters in locked state as well, so you can see what happens, and the relatively low build-up of off-tune towards mistune in this specific team. Keeping in mind that my Chuan is Constellation 6, which means in his kit he already has Defense Shred. Yet, as you can see, that Defense Shred is doing absolutely nothing because the defense is now all in tune. As I said, it's not impossible to achieve this without a tune team. It just becomes a lot more difficult. That lock status is also something that cannot be overridden, so you need to accommodate for it in your combat routine. In the next team that I use, I actually make use of a tune unit, specifically Mornier. Mornier makes use of tune rupture, interfered, or tune strain, interfered, and she buffs the damage of the team members by up to 40%, and it scales off her energy regen that exceeds 100%. That is her specific interfered marker. What I tried to do was increase the damage taken by the enemy after they have been mistuned, to indicate that the tune break skill itself and the damage it does to the enemy in their weakened state can actually escalate. What is interesting to know is even if the enemy has been weakened, they can still continue to accumulate off-tune, which means that fractured bar that I indicated to you before may come up again, and you can use the same cycle to make use of your damage amplification. So bonk, 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 increased damage that you can do to your enemy in their weakened state, tune break, or use tune break to avoid fatal damage on yourself. Because at the end of the day, tune break also acts as an interruption. So you can interrupt an enemy's attacks, especially if it is about to use one of their strong attacks. Or you can use it to apply very, very strong break damage. Keeping in mind that my Galbrunner is also Constellation 6, but she is still not a tune specialized unit. In that way, I am making use of Mornier's skill and her buff, specifically for tune interfere, tune strain, amplifying my damage pre-tune break, and that way I was able to kill the false sovereign. As much as I hate this boss, a small piece of my soul dies every time. Bruh. Units that specifically benefit from this include Luke, Ameth, and Lene. However, I can argue that you can make use of this for any team as long as you understand how to maximize the efficiency of off-tune build-up and how to utilize mistune properly. I'm not gonna lie, it is quite frustrating. However, we just need to adapt and learn how to use this very, very intense and copium form of combat routine to the best of our ability and maximum efficiency. At the end of the day, I hope that more people understand tune break, how to utilize a tune break properly, how to use off-tune build-up, and what to do in the state of mistune. I doubt this mechanic is going to go away, so it's best we just adapt and learn how to fight back. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best of luck as you learn how to master this new form of combat.